Welcome to Real World AIP. I'm Stacy, and today I want to go a little more in depth about this root vegetable that I love to cook with so much. I've done other videos on it. It's called Yautia Blanca. It's a feature in my bread and my meat bar video. You can see that here, and I also talked about it in my sicko sweet potato video. But I get a lot of questions about it that I didn't cover, so I just wanted to kind of go more in depth about what it is and what it isn't and what you can do with it and all that good stuff. So I've been saying it like a total gringa. It's actually pronounced Yautia. Yautia, but I say Yautia. Anyway, you want the Blanca, which means white. The Lila is got a funkier taste. There it is. So that's what you want to look for. A lot of sources will call this malanga, except that's a very broad, like, umbrella term that is used for all kinds of root vegetables that are not the same, like taro root. The Latin name for this is Xanthosoma sagitifolium. You'll also see it called, aside from malanga, they'll call it malanga blanca. They'll call it tania or taniae. If you want to look this up on my Fitness Pal or Chronometer for the nutrition facts, it's actually under tanier. So. And then sometimes people even call this taro root. So you're better off just using the Yautia Blanca unless you're on my Fitness Pal or something, and then tanier. This is not the same as Yuca or Cassava. Let's talk about the differences between Yuca or Cassava and Yautia Blanca. For one, they wax this Yuca. It's waxy and there's no hair on it. The Yautia is never waxed, ever. And it always has this hairy stuff at the top. Another root vegetable that gets a little hairy is what's known as eddos. They're very closely related to taro root, but they're these little round, like the size of like little potatoes, and they get hairy looking and they almost look just like this, but they're not this. Those are actually more like a taro. Yautia is always shaped like a big carrot. So if it's not shaped like a big carrot, then it's probably not Yautia. The farthest that'll stray from that shape is this. If it's like round like a potato, you have an eddo. Here they are side by side. I bought this Yuca just to show you guys this. I can't even eat it. It makes me bloat so badly. I'm fine with this stuff. So this is the Yuca, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's shiny. It's got wax on it. And there's not a trace of hair. You will never find hair on Yuca or Cassava. The Yautia Blanca always has hair. This is actually pretty well cleaned. They must have rinsed this. Some of them are really dirty, but there's hair on it. So if it doesn't have this hair stuff on it, it's probably not Yautia. Also, there's never wax on these things. So that's what you look for. You look for the hair, you look for the lack of wax. When you buy it, you want it to be crispy. You don't want to go sticking your fingernails in the produce, but it should be crispy. You don't want it soft, and especially feel the ends, because this is where they start to get mushy. And also look for any signs of mold. If they're old, they'll start getting moldy. Yautia binds things together in a way that would make you think there was eggs in it or something. Meatloaf, must have. The reason I want to highlight this today is because I'm going to be using this to make Puerto Rican alcapurrias. What the heck is an alcapurria? Oh, it's like dough surrounded flavored ground beef. Basically, you blend this up and you mix up some green bananas, which I'm going to do a highlight on too. You make like what they call a masa. It's a dough. And then you put your flavored ground beef in there, and then you can deep fry it, or I'm gonna bake mine. But anyway, you need this for that. You don't have to go to a Latin market. You can go anywhere in the city where they have a bigger Latin American population. I find it at Stop and Shop sometimes. Price Right always has it, but it would be near the tropical stuff, the coconuts or whatever. And you can ask your produce department to special order a few. They can get it. They're shipping stuff from all over the world. They're getting things like, you know, coconuts. You might have to write it down for them, but I know they can get it. This is super versatile. I mean, if you don't want to bake or make anything, then use it like a potato. It's so good as French fries or chips. You can boil it, you can mash it, make potato salad. You can grate this into a soup or a chowder to thicken it like nobody's business. Just take it raw, right? And grate it with your cheese grater and into the soup and just let it boil and thicken and bubble and cook. I mean, you could probably use it to make gravy in the same way. You know, you take your meat drippings from the pan, add some water, grind some of this up. Oh, you can make a nice porridge out of this, ground up, cooked well with coconut milk, or, you know, blend it really well with a lot of coconut milk and bake it. One thing I don't love to do with it is make just mashed potato, because if you make the mashed potatoes in the food processor, it gets a little gelatinous. It's okay if you just mash it with like a, you know, smashed potato thing. You could also make flour out of this. You could slice it thin, dehydrate it, and grind it. Now you have flour. I'm probably going to be doing some future videos on like root vegetable buns and things like that using flour made out of these crazy things. Anyway, let me show you what I do with this to prepare it for when I make the alcapuria, because in that video I'm going to point you over here. When you buy it fresh, it doesn't last very long. So all you got to do, if it's really dirty, rinse it, scrub it, that's fine. Peel it with a carrot peeler, very easy to peel. And then as soon as you peel it, you want to throw it into a bowl of water so it doesn't brown. At that point, you can just freeze it. You can stick it in a bag and freeze it, and then when you're ready to make your alcapurias or your meatloaf or your bread, just pull it out of the freezer and thaw it. Stay tuned for upcoming alcapuria video, and maybe I'm gonna make some pasteles too. If you like the video, subscribe. I put out new videos every Thursday, and if you want to see more AIP inspiration, there's a link to my lens where you can view little clips from my AIP life, you know, what I ate and what I bought and stuff like that. Anyway, I hope to see you soon, and until then, be healthy.